Welcome back to Atlanta and Company, everyone. I'm Christine Pilara. You picked your dress, the church, and the cake. Now it's time to pick out your china. Yes, you can choose all of your great gifts for your wedding that the guests will bring. Isn't that great? As soon as the invitations are in the mail, your gift registry should be complete. But don't treat your wedding registry as just another to-do. Make it fun for both you and your significant other, if he'll allow it, of course. The shopping queen, Fatima Medikarimi, is here with the do's and the don'ts of the wedding registry. Now, before we get started, let's talk about the do's and the don'ts, because a lot of people kind of get a little bit intimidated by the whole process.
Well, the first thing, we can start off with the don'ts that we want to start off with. The first thing is, don't forgo a registry. Some people choose to be very humble and not ask for gifts. Some people just put it off until it's way too late to actually do a registry.
Isn't that actually kind of counterproductive? Because like you said, it's probably good in theory. You're saying, oh, I've got enough. But then people want to buy something, and they end up oftentimes getting something that you really don't want.
Exactly. That's the thing. People simply, out of etiquette, will not show up to a wedding without a gift. So they will definitely bring something even if you don't ask for anything. And so unless you want to end up with a closet full of crystal vases and bowls, you really want to go ahead and register and take the time to find the stuff that you want to have in your home.
Okay, and what's another don't?
Another don't that's becoming very popular now is don't ask for cash.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of people are finding that they want to ask for cash, but there's a better way of doing that. First and foremost is to actually register, go through the time of having a traditional registry.
Right.
And then if you want to ask for cash, there's two ways of doing that. You can either ask for gift cards, or you can ask for contributions to, say, a new dining room
or something.
The honeymoon, or something more related to your house, a new the down payment for a new house, or a new dining room set for a house. So you want to ask for a contribution to something tangible, where people feel that they're giving you something tangible, not just cash that you might blow off or something. So, but the key is that you want to be very tactful about it and gracious about it.
Okay, now you want to move on to the do's?
Yes, moving on to the do's. The first, going reverse of what we just said, is do have a registry. And you want to treat the registry as if it's your own money, because realistically you're asking for thousands of dollars worth of gifts. So you wouldn't just spend your own money, thousands of dollars of your own money, just very easily. So you want to take the time and go and actually put some time into your registry.
And what's the best way to research it? Just go online at some of the stores that people like and figure it out that way?
Well, there's two things that you first need to research. First, it's just general product categories to learn about different products and what features are out there now, and to understand the differences. For example, you've heard of thread count. The higher it is, the better it is, but that's not necessarily true. So you want to research and learn, what to look for example, in bedding, what to look for in flatware, what does 1810 mean versus 18.0. So you want to understand all the features of the different categories, and then you can start to look at individual items and compare different products.
Right.
And that's where you want to go to, like, online sites, comparison sites, and also Consumer Reports or any type of other review and feedback system.
Yeah, I also found too that a great resource is other former brides. I registered, and then I asked my sister-in-law, please run through this. I think I forgot some things. She called back and said, oh my goodness, you forgot that, and that. You need all of these kitchen essentials, and I had no, I just was feeling so overwhelmed. So,
exactly.
Yeah, talk to your friends, talk to other brides, and get an idea, and that at least will help arm you when you actually go in there and start getting the scanner in your hand and start going for it.
And that's actually another don't that I forgot to mention, is don't get scanner gun happy, especially if you're going with your significant other. They just think it's the coolest toy ever and are just scan, 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 scan. But
you're guilty of that, yeah.
But you want to be very careful with that, so don't get scanner gun happy.
Now, what about actually choosing a store? That can be very intimidating. So many department stores and now Targets, they all are competing for the registry business. What's the best way to choose?
Well, there's several things that you want to look for. Obviously, you want to look for, their selection of items. Is that selection something that you're interested in? And then also, what are their return policies? How much later after the wedding are you going to be able to return duplicate gifts or gifts that you might have changed your mind on? And also, very important these days, since people are very busy and most of the time you have out-of-town guests, is their online shopping. How easy is their website to navigate, to find your items? And then are the prices, I would double check too to see if the prices online are the same as in store, because sometimes I found with some stores their online prices and their store prices are not necessarily the same.
Oh, I have a question. What about, I just thought of something that happened to me where people would check my registry and then go to maybe Google search bigger companies that kind of do it wholesale. Are those, as long as you research and make sure they're reputable? In other words, so maybe the China pattern that I had, maybe they could get a salad bowl for $15 less on some of these bigger direct websites. Is that a good option too?
Well, that depends. Obviously it's not going to be great for the bride, because then you have gifts that you're not exactly sure where they came from.
Right.
And then it's really trusting your guests that they know what they're actually buying, because realistically China patterns look very, very similar. So are they quite sure that it's the same one? But yeah, there's many ways and options to buy. But once again, going back to being able to return gifts, if someone buys it from another website, it's still going to show on your registry. So you might end up getting 2 or 3 of the same item, being able to at least return one of them that was purchased from your retailer.
So any just quick tips for when they actually go into a store, just what to do to really knock it out and feel like they're productive and they've ended up with the things that they like?
Well, the bridal registry business is a very big business nowadays, and now stores actually have bridal registry consultants, so definitely take advantage of them. Don't just get the scanner gun and start going and scanning. They typically have lists and guides for you as far as what items you should register for. And I would also suggest registering at a variety of stores, at least 2 or 3, right, and in a variety of price ranges.
Yes.
Don't just be higher end or lower end. Go all the way, from under 25 to, hundreds of dollars, because some people might want to get group gifts, some people
right,
might want, to get something smaller.
And you don't want to alienate anyone
Exactly.
and make them think, oh my goodness, this is so expensive, So when all is said and done, what do you think is the most important thing to keep in mind? And remember, during this very frantic time,
the most important thing is don't forget to send your thank you notes for
yes,
all the gifts that you received. And especially if you receive any gifts before your wedding, I know it's a busy time, but still just go ahead and knock out those thank you cards for those gifts early. You don't have to wait till after the wedding. So after you come back from your honeymoon, the least amount of stuff that you still have to do, that's going to be the best.
And last question, is it true, do you have up to a year, or is that just a myth to write those thank yous? Because I've heard conflicting things about that.
The year rule is actually mostly for guests that they have a year to buy a gift. But as far as writing the thank yous, those should be typically within a month after the honeymoon.
All right, you heard it right here from the Shopping Queen. Best advice ever. Thank you so much. Now, for more great time and money-saving tips, ideas, and coupons, visit the Shopping Queen's website at shoppingqueen.com. And